welcome to Mr. Doc Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Spyderco Stretch. This is my favorite knife that I own. And yeah, it is a really awesome everyday carry knife. Obviously, if it needed to be a defensive blade, it does have a long enough blade to do so. The size on this knife, fully open, it is just under 8 inches. It is 7 and 15/16 of an inch long. And when it's closed, it's a nice compact 4.5 inches, which really, I have medium-sized hand, and it just sticks out a bit on both ends. Now the blade on here is a 3.5 inch blade, and which really is a good-sized blade, I think, for most everyday tasks. And the thickness on that blade is 1/8 of an inch, and you have the standard 14mm Spidey hole there. Now the weight on this knife is 3.4 ounces, which is partly due to the fact that it has nested steel liners that are completely milled out. And I mean, this knife, when it's in the pocket, it just disappears. I mean, it's got a nice thin profile, and that 3.4 ounces is a good weight for a knife. It's not too heavy, and it just feels good. Now the steel on here, we have the VG10, and it's made in Seki City, Japan. And VG10 is a great steel. It has a nice hardness, and it really takes an edge well, and it actually holds the edge for a long time. The blade shape on here is a modified drop point, and it has a really nice full flat grind. Now you do have a straight portion right down here. Now this straight portion is good for when you're cutting things like rope, and the belly here is good for obviously a slash cut. Now the speed on this knife is really smooth. It just opens like butter. It has phosphor bronze bushings in there, which just account for that smoothness, and it's just a nice knife. Now when it had a pocket clip on here, which I will talk about in a minute, but it broke off. But when it was on there, it really allowed your fingers to just grasp onto the pocket clip, and I could flick it open with just my thumb. It was just awesome. Now, the lockup on this knife, it has a mid-spine lockback design, and it really is a deep lockback. I'm not sure if you can see that in there, but it really just sinks down in there when you fully open it. Now, it has no side-to-side play, no up and down. And when I got this, it was a bit tighter. I did back off the screw, and there's still no play at all. Now, when you have a lockback design, it really just is a nice, strong design. It's just steel on steel, and it's just going to hold it open. Usually when you have something like a liner lock, it's going to be a bit weaker, but very strong design, especially for an everyday carry knife. Now, the handle material on here is injection molded fiberglass reinforced nylon with Spyderco's bidirectional texturing. Now with this, on this half of the blade, or the handle I should say, the texturing is pointing backwards, and then from the back half, the texturing is pointing forwards. Now what that does is when you're holding the knife, if you're pushing forward, the texturing digs in, which prevents you from slipping forward. And when you're pulling back, the texturing digs into your hand again. So it pulls in and just really locks it in. Now the ergonomics on this knife are seriously the best of any knife that I've held. It just melds in the hand, just feels good. You do have a nice aggressive thumb ramp there with some jimping on there, and it just really is really sharp, and it really just locks the thumb in. Like, that thumb is not going anywhere. Now under here you do have the finger choil, which you can choke up on. And you can even, with this modified clip point, you can really just get up there for some detail work. Now the clip, I was quite disappointed in. Now, I mean, this knife is an expensive knife, and when this clip broke, I couldn't believe it, actually. Like, when I pay this much money for a knife, I expect the clip to last as long as the knife. But Spyderco does offer to order more pocket clips through their factory outlet for about $7 US, and I think it's $5 for shipping to Canada, where I live. So yeah, I'm going to be ordering a new clip within the next couple days. But the design of the clip is actually quite nice. Besides the fact that it broke, it's nice and thin, and in the pocket it doesn't stick out too much. You just have a bit to grasp onto there to pull out of the pocket. Now, besides the clip breaking, this knife is very durable. Fiberglass reinforced nylon is extremely tough material, and VG10 is also a very durable steel. I've been carrying this knife for about 4 months now, and I haven't actually sharpened it once yet. I haven't had the need to. It's still hair shaving sharp, and yeah. Now, the value of this knife is, obviously, it's an expensive knife. It's the higher end of Spyderco. It's $129 MSRP. That's the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Now, I picked this up from yourcornerstore.com for about $75. But yeah, that was a good deal, I thought, so I picked it up. And right now, actually, on Spyderco's website, they are blowing these out for $65. Now, that is only the serrated edge and the combo edge. Now, that's as of February 2011, and once those are gone, they're going to be gone for good unless they bring back a new model of this knife. Now, for the rating of the knife, I'd give it a 9 out of 10, just because of the clip breaking, and, I mean, other than that, I really enjoy this knife. I've carried it every day, as I said, for the past couple months, and it really is a solid knife. Anyways, I want to thank you all for watching, and yeah, have a good day.